I forgot to show you the countertop. So I'm going to take you out of the little thing right there, little holder, and I'm going to show you the countertop. Okay. Here's the difference between the two. Okay. Big difference, huh? Same granite. Big difference. I mean, it's got some really nice reflective qualities, but it just has it does have some texture in it. I need to sand that out. I released the edges too soon. I should have waited even longer, but I waited over an hour. I just let it sit here, and then when I released the tape, it ran over pretty quick. So this is my first time using epoxy as well, so we're learning together. But you can learn from my mistakes. But this side came out better. I didn't try to torch it one last time. I only torched this side one last time, and it left it rough. So over here is pretty smooth, but you can definitely see, I mean, it makes it beautiful, but we just got to figure out how to make it not look so plasticky. Well, just waiting for some nice days to come, and then I'm going to start doing the epoxy on the granite right here. Get that all taken care of. Man, the flies are horrible in here. I need to make sure all the flies are out before we start doing that granite. As you can see, I got my countertop full of stuff again. But everything is set. It's been curing now for 4 days. I'm getting ready to do the epoxy, and I had to sand this corner. I got it where it's not gouged anymore. And I finished up the edges in here, cleaned those up. And then I also finished up this edge here. I've been just doing little piddly stuff today because it's raining so much. And you know, this is nice too. There's no, we're gonna seam fill that, and then everything's gonna be a epoxy like this. It's gonna be the epoxy, then we're gonna DA it and sand it with 220, and then we're gonna end up putting the ultimate, yeah, there's dust on it, putting the ultimate clear coat on it, which is a scratch resistant finish. There is a little boo-boo over there. Can you see it? Yeah, I had a block of granite sitting there. It's my fault. And that block right there laying on the ground next to it was leaned up against it, and it was holding it in place, and it got moved and it fell face down and it cracked. So I'm gonna have to remake that piece. And but the hearth and all that is gonna be in this finish. Let me turn the light on. Get a better look. Look at that. I mean, it's beautiful, even on the edge. And I like being able to sand it because, remember, I chamfered all these edges, right? Well, there's highs and lows in there. And with the epoxy flowing over and drying, now I can get this kind of finish. So I can sand that and get me a nice angled beveled edge and epoxy everything. This piece used to look like this piece. Oh, hang on a second. I gotta answer this phone. Well, I seam filled it. It's going to be epoxied over, so we need to let that dry real good, and I don't know if you can see it better like that. Anyways, I used a this product here, Dynaflex. It's window and door. Window, door, siding, and trim. Superior flexibility and crack proof. 100% waterproof. Seals joints up to 2 inches wide. That's hardly 2 inches wide. And 2-hour paint ready. Ideal for wood, composite, and PVC trim. I didn't know all that. I just figured it was black and it was elastomeric. Interior, exterior sealant. So it should do really good once it's dry. Put that flood coat of epoxy over it, and it should do really good. Remember, we're going for this look. We're going for this look, not this look. So the next step is sanding it with 220. So right now we're at this stage, okay? So, and it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Now once we sand it, we'll get rid of some of these rough edges around the perimeter, and everything will flatten out. Everything will flatten out, and then these drips will be gone. Of course, we're going to scrape under here and get all those drips here in a few minutes, but I did end up pouring the 2 other pieces for the skirt. So this one here, the long one that goes there, that had a crack in it, I fixed that crack yesterday, and then today I got everything level outside and poured that, and then I also poured this one that ended up getting broke. So we're going to get those attached ASAP so nothing else happens to them. I do have this top piece to the hearth sitting outside. You can see it right there through the window. It's sitting right there ready to go. It's all taped up. It's level. All I got to do is pour it. I can't do it today. We have to run and take care of an important errand today. So I have to actually leave here in probably about 30-40 minutes. So I'm going to babysit this as long as I can, and then it's going to have to just sit here and cure on its own. Okay, well, this is one of the cases where I forgot to turn the sound on for the video, and I recorded a whole day's worth of video. So I'm just going to do a voiceover on this clip because it's important. You've seen the video where I showed you that the hearth was sitting outside. Well, I decided to go ahead and move it inside with the help of my son and set that heavy piece of granite into some mastic. Now you can see they got the levels on there, and everything is plumb, everything's level, and it's almost ready for epoxy. I'm going to go ahead and let it cure. I did put some shims under it to keep everything, to get it to where we wanted it. You see me here also pointing to the holes that are in the granite. We're going to be filling those with epoxy that we tint black. So it will anchor those anchors in, and it will be an extra step to holding that granite in. We also, I wanted to show you the countertops we had just poured, and they came out beautiful. I will show you the finished product at the end of this video with the scratch resistant coating on there. So as you can see, I'm running my hand and my arm over the top of that counter, and they are beautiful. It's very reflective, very flat. Well, I have another bad video that I need to record for you to let you know what I was talking about. I'm showing you the hearth. This was the next day after setting the hearth that my son and I set, and we had poured the epoxy on there. We had the heaters going because the countertops were still tacky, and it was cold, and they didn't cure even in the 24-hour period from pouring them. So I turned the heaters on in there, and it was hot, and we poured the epoxy on the hearth as well. And then I was explaining also how much epoxy we actually used. I got a 2-gallon kit from Stone Coat Countertops, and we used half, not even half. There, we still had some left, and we've not used all of our scratch resistant coating either, which is good because we still have a vanity to do in the bathroom, and we might have a couple miscellaneous pieces that we're going to do. Guys. So anyways, that's what we're talking about in this video. I forgot to turn the mic on. Can you believe that? So I'm going to have to do a little dub video, either dub it over or put in writing on the video as it's playing. But today we're going to focus on getting these sanded, and this could be a very scary step. But you got to trust that the epoxy that you put on there is thick enough to be able to handle it, which it is. I've done lots of cars and lots of clear coat, and it's a lot thinner than this. But we're starting with 220 with a DA. Yes, this is an automotive orbital sander, and it oscillates as it rotates. So it's not just spinning in a circle, it is oscillating. We got our air coming in from our compressor outside. We have a moisture trap, a silicate. So the dryer thing I was telling you about is called a decandescent dryer, and it's got ceramic beads in it, and it pulls the moisture out of the air before it comes through the line. And I just wanted to make that clear in case you guys are doing this step by step. So, and the compressor that we're using is I think it's an 80-gallon automotive compressor that we installed in that shed back there. So, without further ado, I'll show you real quick. I'm not going to focus a lot on videos today. I'm just going to give you a brief overview of what I'm doing and what I'm looking for. We just want to get it flat and get it ready for the scratch resistant finish. And if it starts to gum up or starts to plug up your paper, then you need to give it another day to dry. We've had a cold front move in. I poured that epoxy yesterday on the hearth over there. I just sanded the skirts, which is the same time I poured this, I poured those, and they sanded fine. So we're going to see how this does. This to me feels still just on a touch sticky. If you can put your fingernail in it and leave a mark, it's probably not ready. We'll try it, we'll see, and I'll be back after these messages. Anyways, stay tuned. Here's how we do it. Okay, I'm gonna turn you a little bit, and I'm gonna aim you down so you can see. We're gonna do it right here in front of you. Well, maybe not that far. Right there. Yeah, I can feel my hand still sticking to it. Not bad. Stick on my plastic in. Okay. There you have it, guys. There's a little bit of a sheen on there right now, but it does look like it's been sprayed on. You just go back and you know, these two rollers will be trash after this, but I'm going to go outside now and I'm going to do the other piece outside. So that's the process, and them countertops are done. Ultimate top coat, guys. That's where it's at. Gives you that satin finish, like you can see the reflection in there, and it has a really nice texture and sheen to it. You can see that edge. Very nice. Now I wanted to show you the countertops because let's see, 2 days? Yeah, 2 days. Did them 2 days ago. Got the sink put in. Just need to silicone it. Got to fix a few little gaps here and there, right there, and on the other side. That's one of our front steps. I'll show you the other step. It's right there. Came out beautiful. No epoxy on those, just the ultimate top coat. Now look at the sheen from this side. Look at that. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. My wife and I love it so much. Of course, we got this wood burning stove done. We got the hearth done. We got the skirts done. Those are all going in tomorrow. They're going to be glued in place. I'm going to put that stove on top of that hearth tomorrow, and we'll get you some video of that as well. So it's going to look really nice. I got to do a lot of cleanup too. Look at all the garbage, all the paper I used, sandpaper. I'm trying to keep things clean in here because it's kind of tight. So, but oh, I wanted to show you the seam. See the seam? I mean, it even feels nice. It has a little dust on it from when I was in here sanding the hearth. A little bit of dust. Anyways, that's it, guys. Just keep doing what you're doing, and I'll keep doing what I'm doing. I'll try to get better at making these videos and keeping you guys informed. I think I found a solution for getting more videos out there because our Wi-Fi is really bad. But I got this video. This is the final part of this video for the countertops because they're done. Yeah, that's awesome. That is so awesome. So what's next? I'm gonna probably need to build this cabinet again. I am not happy with that cabinet. You can see it. It has a twist. It has a twist in it. So I'm going to build this cabinet out of 3/4 inch particle board, and we should not have any warping like that with the particle board. And then maybe I'll do 5/8 particle board and do a luan or a veneer around the sides. But I do want to make it like the style we're going to do the walls with the raised panel look. So stay tuned for that, okay? Signing out. Sayonara. Until next time, like and subscribe, share, watch them over again, do all that stuff. Yeah. Okay, talk to you later. Bye. Where's my remote? Here's my remote.